الباب الثاني, the second chapter, and we're talking about the Mawlid of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. So we've talked about the signs that came as prerequisites, or not prerequisites, as indicators of the birth of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And now we're talking about the actual birth of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Imam al-Hakim narrated in his Mustadrak and authenticated it on the authority of Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. قال, he said, ولد النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم عام الفيل. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born in the year of the elephant. So that's what we have as far as the birth. The year of the elephant, meaning the year of the invasion of the people of the elephant. That is there. And obviously, not just that, it's also after the invasion of the elephant. So it's not before the invasion of the elephant, but the Arabs would say the year of the elephant to indicate, because they didn't have a calendar, they didn't have, they're not people who write. So they would always date things with things that are prominent in the year, right? I mean, it's known. So they would say the year of the drought, the year of the whatever. So the year of the elephant in the desert, that's a big thing. So that's the year of the elephant. But I did find a hadith that is Hasan, to say the least, from al-Jawraqani rahimahullah, who said that Ibn Abbas said, ولد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم عام الفيل. He was born the year of the elephant. يوم الاثنين, the day of Monday. So then now we have the year is the year of the elephant, and we have also the day is the day of Monday. And then he goes further, the hadith, to say الثاني عشر من شهر ربيع الأول, the 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. So this is a Hasan narrative. It tells you the date, the 12th of Rabi', it tells you the year, and it tells you the day, which is Monday. Not only that, Ibn Abbas says, وَفِيهِ بُعِث. And on the day of Monday, he announced the message, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. وَفِيهِ عَرَجَ إِلَى السَّمَاءِ. And the Mi'raj was also Monday. وَفِيهِ هَاجَرْ. Yani Monday and the 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal, right? And in it was the Hijrah, Monday the 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal as well. And that's also maybe, you know, some people may have an issue with that. وَفِيهِ مَاتَ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. And it's the day of his departure as well, the Monday the 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal, also that he departed sallallahu alayhi wasallam. As far as the birth, we have it confirmed actually, because the hadith is in Sahih Muslim. And Abi Qatada al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu قال وسئل صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم was asked about صوم يوم الاثنين, fasting the day of Monday. He was asked about fasting Monday. قال ذاك يوم ولدت فيه. It's a day I was born in. It's a day I was born in. صلى الله تعالى عليه وآله وسلم. And he said also, وَيَوْمَ بُعِثْتُ. The day of Monday is the day I announced my message. أَوْ أُنزِلَ عَلَيَّ فِي. And it's a day that I received revelations. So that's the birth, and that's what we have that's authentic in the birth. Then we go to his murdi'at sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So he was born Monday the 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal, in the year of the elephant. And it was a habit to have, other than his mother alayhi wa alihi salatu wassalam, breastfeed or give or nurse the born the newborns. Then the first murdi'a, or the first one that gave him, obviously breastfed him sallallahu alaihi wasallam, other than his own mother Amina bint Wahab radiyallahu ta'ala anha, is Thuwayba. Her name is Thuwayba, and she was the maid of Abu Lahab. Abu Lahab al-Hashimi. يعني. She was his maid. Al-Bukhari narrated in his Sahih on the authority of Habiba bint Abi Sufyan radiyallahu ta'ala anha قالت, she said, Ya Rasulullah, inkih ukhti bint Abi Sufyan. Anyway, the hadith is long, but she says, قال عروة, he says عفوا, Al-Bukhari says Urwa said, وثويبة مولاة لأبي لهب. Thuwayba is a maid, was one of the maids that Abu Lahab, the uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, had. كان أبو لهب اعتقها. Abu Lahab had freed her. فأرضعت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, and she breastfed the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. فلما مات أبو لهب أريه بعض أهله بشر حيبة. And when Abu Lahab died, some of his family members, after he died, they saw him in a dream in a bad position. They told him, ماذا لقيت? What have you found after you died? قال أبو لهب, this is all in Bukhari. قال أبو لهب لم ألق بعدكم غير أني سقيت في هذه بعتاقتي ثويبة. I have not seen much good, as if he's saying, after I left you, except that I'm giving a break. I'm given a break for freeing Thuwayba out of being happy for the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And al-Bukhari's narration here, even though he put it in his book, but it is not fulfilling his condition. Yani in the sense that it's a questionable narration, and Allah knows best. The other one, obviously, which is famous, and I'm just putting them in a chronological order, just in case you want to take the munqati hadith earlier, is Halima al-Sa'diyya from Bani Sa'd radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Ibn Hibban narrates in his Sahih on the authority of Abdullah bin Ja'far and Halima Rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So she's his mother from breastfeeding. السعدية التي أرضعته قالت, she said. Now this hadith is in Sahih Ibn Hibban about Halima radiallahu anha herself is speaking. قالت خرجت في نسوة من بني سعد بن بكر نلتمس الرضعاء بمكة على أتان لي قمراء في سنة شهباء لم تبقي شيئا. She said, me and some women from Bani Sa'd, the tribe, left our tribe because the tribes used to live out of the cities. As you know, the tribes live in deserts. They don't live in the cities. So they want to go to Mecca. And obviously, نَلْتَمِسُ الرُّضْعَاء, she says, which means we seek those newborns because we offer our services as breastfeeders. We breastfeed them. So not just her, many. على أتان لي قمراء في سنة شباب, on a mule that I have in a year that devoured everything, did not leave anything for us. I mean, there must have been serious drought, nothing. She said, وَمَعِيَ زَوْجِي. So the year was really terrible. It pushed us to travel to Mecca to seek if we can find work as an additional supplemental nurse or caregiver. وَمَعَنَا شَارِفٌ لَنَا, and we have a goat, she said, and I have my husband. وَاللَّهِ مَاءٍ يَبِضُّ عَلَيْنَا بِقَطْرَةٍ مِّن لَبَنٍ. And it says, Wallah, this goat that I have is not giving us even one drop of milk. Not one drop, nothing, it's dry. وَمَعِي صَبِيٌّ لِي. And she says, I also have, so me, my husband, the goat, and she says, and I'm on a mule, and she says, I have a little boy also. I have a boy. إِن نَنَامُ لَيْلَتَنَا مِن بُكَائِهِ مَا فِي ثَدْيَيَّ مَا يُغْنِيهِ. She says, if we ever get to sleep our night, I don't have in my breast enough milk to feed him because of the drought and everything. فَلَمَّا قَدِمْنَا مَكَّةَ, she says, when we arrived to Mecca, لم تبق منا امرأة إلا عرض عليها رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فتأبى. She said, all of us, the women from Bani Sa'd, where every single one of us was exposed to the Prophet ﷺ or offered to take in the Prophet ﷺ, and she said, every single one, فتأبى, she refuses. وإنما كنا نرجو كرامة الرضاعة من والد المولود وكان يتيما. She says, because we were hoping that when we breastfeed someone, his father will honor us. So with money, with things, whatever. وَكَانَ يَتِيمًا, and this one was yatim, they were telling us. So no one wants to breastfeed a yatim knowing that no father is going to come and give you, here's some money for taking care of my son or whatever. Subhanallah. وَكُنَّ نَقُولُ, Halima is saying, and the women from Bani Sa'd, all of them, we said to each other, يَتِيمًا مَا عَسَىٰ أَن تَصْنَعَ أُمُّهُ بِهِ. He's yatim, he's an orphan. How much can his mother do? حتى لم يبق من صواحبي امرأة إلا أخذت صبيا غيري. She said, until there's not a woman that came with me from Bani Sa'd except she took a newborn already other than me, and I ended up with no one. فكرهت أن أرجع ولم أجد شيئا وقد أخذ صواحبي. And Halima says, I hate to return back now to my camp or where I live in the desert, and all my friends that came with me, they all took a child except me. I returned back empty-handed. I don't want to do that. فقلت لزوجي, so I told my husband, she says, والله لأرجعن إلى ذلك اليتيم فلا أخذنه. She said to him, Wallahi, I'm going to go back to this orphan newborn and I'm going to take him. فأخذته فأتيت فأخذته ورجعت إلى رحلي. So I went, I took him, and I came back to where my caravan was, going back, all the mules, the camel going back to the desert. فقال زوجي قد أخذتي. My husband asked me, did you take him? فقلت نعم والله وذاك أني لم أجد غيره. She said, yes, by Allah, because I didn't find anyone else. I'm not going to go empty-handed. Everybody's got something. فقال قد أصبت فعسى الله أن يجعل فيه خيرا. He said to her, you have done the right thing. Maybe Allah will give us good with him. قالت, Halima said, فوالله ما هو إلا أن جعلته في حجري أقبل عليه ثديي بما شاء الله من اللبن فشرب حتى راوي. She said, by Allah, as soon as I put him close to my breast, she said, my breasts came to him in a sense. أقبل عليه ثديي. So as if they were waiting for him, and he drank so much milk until he was full, and there was something left for his brother. And look at Halima, she gave him before she gave her own child. Amana, she took him from his mother, so she felt that she has this is a trust. So the trust is, according to the people of the desert in the old days, you put the guest before you. So she put him before. She said he drank until he was full. She not gave him halfway, let me give my son. No, he drank until he was full. Then she said, وَشَرِبَ أَخُوهُ, and his brother. Now she's also calling him his brother, her own son. يعني ابنها, it means her son. حتى روية, until his brother was also full. What she was saying on the way back, if he let us sleep the night, I don't have enough milk to give him. وقام زوجي إلى شارفنا من الليل. She said, after that my husband went to check our goat at night. Maybe there's a drop, but we need to drink and eat. فإذا بها حافل. She said, surprisingly obviously, that the goat is filled with milk. فحلبها من اللبن ما شئنا. She said, and he milked that as much as we could fill, as much as we could want. وشرب حتى روي وشربت حتى رويت. And he drank, my husband drank until he was full, and I drank until I was full. وبتنا ليلتنا تلك شباعا رواء وقد نام صبياننا. She said, and we spent that night, all of us full. Look, there was no food, right? This was the food. The milk was the food. She said, we all, this night, all of us, the whole family, me and my husband, we slept full and not thirsty, as before they would sleep hungry and thirsty. وَقَدْ نَامَ صِبْيَانُنَا. And both our boys slept. يَقُولُ أَبُوهُ. She says, his father says, meaning now her husband, وَاللَّهِ يَا حَلِيمَةً. Oh, by Allah, O Halima, مَا أُرَاكِ أو ما أراك إلا قد أصبت نسمة مباركة. It seems that you have hit a blessing. You know? قد نام صبينا وروي. Our child has slept and ate well. قالت ثم خرجنا. She said, then now we determined to leave Mecca. So this was the night they're camping out. They're going back to Bani Sa'd. Not too far from Mecca, but still out of the city. قالت ثم خرجنا. Then we left Mecca, everybody, the whole tribe, all the women, everybody left. فوالله لخرجت أتاني أمام الركب حتى إنهم ليقولون ويحك كفي عنا أليست هذه بأتانك التي خرجت عليها. She said, as soon as the caravan moved, my mule all of a sudden started moving. Wallah, and kept moving fast, though it was slow. It kept moving fast until I became at the head of the caravan, so that the other people in the caravan are saying, woe to you, stop it. Isn't this your same mule that you came out with to Mecca? فَأَقُولُ بَلَى وَاللَّهِ. I said, yes, by Allah it is. وَهِيَ قُدَّامُنَا. But it is ahead of us. حَدَّى قَدِمْنَا مَنَازِلَنَا مِنْ حَاضِرِ بَنِي سَعْدِ بْنِ بَكْرٍ. She said, until we arrived to where the desert area, yani which is where Bani Sa'd live. She said, فَقَدِمْنَا عَلَى أَجْدَبِ أَرْضِ اللَّهِ. We live and we came to the most drought and most dry of the land that Allah created. يعني no, أجدب أرض الله. No, يعني to her, no land that Allah created is more dry and more tough than this desert. فَوَالَّذِي نَفْسُ حَلِيمَةٍ بِيَدِهِ. She said, by him, who the nafs of Hanifa is with him, إن كانوا ليسرحون أغنامهم إذا أصبحوا ويسرح راعي غنمي فتروح بطانا لبنا حفلا وتروح أغنامهم جياعا هالكة ما لها من لبن. She said, I let my herd go. And the tribe Bani Sa'd bin Bakr, they also let their tribe, their herds, all the sheep, all the goats, they go. She said, by Allah, my herd comes back full and milk, filled with milk. And the tribe of my tribe, they go back and they come back starving. There's no green, there's nothing. Nobody knows where my herd is eating and how they're getting this, because they would sell this yogurt. قالت فنشرب, or this milk. قالت فنشرب ما شئنا من اللبن. She said, we drink all we want from the milk. وما من الحاضر أحد يحلب قطرة ولا يجدها فيقولون لرعائهم ويلكم ألا تسرحون حيث يسرح راعي حليمة. And she said, but the other tribe, no one, they cannot even milk one drop of milk. So they started telling each other, woe to you, you send all your sheep behind the sheep of Halima. Wherever her sheep go and the herd go, you send them. فيسرحون في الشعب الذي تسرح فيه فتروح أغنامهم جياعا ما بها من لبن وتروح أغنامي لبنا حفلا وكان صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يشب في اليوم شباب الصبي في الشهر. Anyway, she said, so they would still go after me, yet still my herd comes back full and filled with milk, and theirs would still come back empty. And she said, and I saw the Prophet ﷺ growing, as if he's, you know how some they say he's very aware. She says he is aware in the day that which takes a month for another boy sort of to be aware, and in a month as if he has a year already. فبلغ سنة, so he reached 1 year. قالت فقدمنا على أمه, we went to his mother and told her. So they have to give it back to his mother permanently. قال لها أبوه, so the husband of Halima told the mother of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ردي علي ابني, why don't you give him back to us? فلنرجع به, we take him extra time with us. فإنا نخشى عليه وباء مكة, for we are worried because there's a disease happening in Mecca and we don't want him to pick it up. Halima says, قالت ونحن أضن شيء به, we really were stingy, we don't want to give him out. مما رأينا من بركته, because of what we saw from the barakah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قالت فلم نزل, she said, me and my husband, we kept at it حتى قالت ارجعا به, until she allowed us to return for a short time. Okay, just a little bit. فرجعنا به فمكث عندنا شهرين, she said we returned him and he stayed with us 2 months, 2 extra months now. She said we returned with him 2 months. She said while he was playing, هو وأخوه يوما خلف البيت يرعيان بهما لنا, while he and his brother were playing behind our living place, يعني living tent or so, they are taking care of some animals for us. إذ جاء أخوه, his brother came to me telling me and his father, أدرك أخي القرشي, hurry up and catch my Qurashi brother, يعني to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he's from Quraysh. قد جاءه رجلان فأضجعاه وشقا بطنه, 2 men has come to him, 2 men has come to him and they opened his heart or his chest. فخرجنا نشتد فانتهينا إليه وهو قائم منتقع لونه فاعتنقه أبوه واعتنقته ثم قلنا ما لك أي بني. So she said we caught up with him and we saw him a bit pale. Nothing is wrong, but he was a bit pale. So we hugged him, his father hugged him, and I hugged him, and then we told him, what is with you, O son? قال أتاني رجلان. He said to us, two men came to me. عليهما ثياب بيض. They were dressed in white. So they opened up my heart. فوالله ما أدري ما صنعا. I don't know what they did. فقالت فاحتملناه ورجعنا به. يقول أبوه يا حليمة ما أرى هذا الغلام إلا قد أصيب فانطلقي فلنرده إلى أهله قبل أن يظهر ما نتخوف منه. He said to her, so the husband of Halima told her, oh Halima, it seems that something happened, maybe something big happened to this young boy. Let's take him and return him back to his family before something worse or something more big happens or something. He was worried. So قالت فرجعنا به. So she said we took him back to his mother, and obviously our attitude changed in a sense. We wanted to give him back. So she said, so what happened? You were so keen on trying to keep him more, and as of now you did not ask me anymore. قالت لا والله إلا أن كفلناه وأدينا الحق الذي يجب علينا ثم تخوفنا الأحداث عليه. Halima said, no, by Allah, we fulfilled what we wanted to fulfill, and then we were fearful of things. She didn't say anything. We were fearful about him, we were concerned about him, so that's why. قلنا يكون في أهله. So we say that he will be with his family better. So when you say we are fearful, we're concerned, obviously as a mother she said, فقالت أمه يعني آمنة رضي الله عنها والله وما ذاك بكما فأخبراني خبركما وخبره. She said, so tell me, what is this that you're concerned about? You're saying you're concerned and all these things. What is that that's concerning you? She said, فوالله ما زالت بنا حتى أخبرناها. And Halima said, she kept asking us, as a mother, obviously, she kept pushing until we told her what we knew. قالت فتخوفتما عليه. She told them, so you're worried about him? كلا والله. She said, آمنة عليها السلام رضي الله عنها said, كلا والله, but by Allah, إن لابني هذا شأنا. Don't worry about him. This son of mine will have a great affair, a great matter. ألا أخبركما عنه. Should I tell you about him? He's special. Should I tell you about him? إني حملت به. She says, I was pregnant with him. فلم أحمل حملا قط كان أخف علي. I have never carried anything with me. You know, because hamil in the Arabic language, being pregnant, actually means to carry. So in the Arabic language, when you say someone is pregnant, you say hamil. And hamil also means someone who carries. If you carry weight, tahmil, you carry. So she's saying, I've carried many things in my life. I have never carried anything lighter than him. As if I've never felt that I was carrying anything in me. وَلَا أَعْظَمَ بَرَكَةً مِّنْهِ. And I never carried anything that had more barakah than him. Obviously, you know, I mean, she was the wife of Abdullah. Abdullah is the son of Abdul Muttalib. These people were wealthy. So, but nothing, all the money and all these things, nothing more barakah than him. Not only that, she says, this hadith is in Sahih al-Hibban. She says, ثُمَّ رَأَيْتُ صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم ثُمَّ رَأَيْتُ نُورًا. She said, then I saw a light, illumination. كَأَنَّهُ شِهَابٌ. As if it's a star coming from me when I delivered him. أضاءت له أعناق الإبل ببصرى. I saw from it illuminated the sky from here, from Mecca, all the way to the land of Asham. ثم وضعته. Then I delivered him. فما وقع كما يقع الصبيان. And he was not delivered. He was not delivered like other children were delivered. وقع واضعا يده بالأرض رافعا رأسه إلى السماء. He was delivered looking towards heavens, and hands were on towards earth. دعاه والحقا بشأنكما. Leave him and go do your affairs wherever you came from, she told them. Now, and this isnad, though this hadith is في صحيح ابن حبان, لكن this isnad has a weakness, but the weakness is not severe. The weakness is not severe. الضعف ليس شديدا. Right? And also, this hadith has an ishara. Has an ishara to شرح الصدر. ألم نشرح لك صدرك. Haven't we opened your heart for you? Basically, sharh means to expand, right? الانشراح. Well, I said in the ظاهر of the riwayah that the sharh al-sadr happened 4 times at least. At least 4 times. Some of them were in a dream, as we have in the authentic narratives, and some of them were in the state of awakeness as the narratives happened. It was narrated on the authority of Ibn Abbas, ما فيه إشارة, that which has an ishara or an interpretation, that شق الصدر, يعني the splitting of the chest, if you want to say it literally, but this is not what it is, or the opening of the chest is connected to the expansion of the heart and the meaning of it. That's what it is. He's interpreting the opening of the chest as inshirah, in a sense, the expansion of the heart. And this is the zahir of what at-Tirmidhi understood, for he narrated the hadith of shaqq al-sadr in the tafsir, or the splitting or the opening of the chest. He narrated it in the tafsir of Suratul Inshirah. Alam nashrah laka sadrak, to point that out as if this is what it means, so that the ayah Alam nashrah laka sadrak means actually that opening of the heart, and that shaq or splitting is a qudsi nurani shaq. Right? It's a Qudsi splitting or opening, and it happened in the riwayat in the Sahih al-Bukhari, Muslim. It came other narrations. It came that it was in the dream, and some of them was in the matter of awakeness, and others, and some narrations that indicate also that the Prophet ﷺ was between the state of sleeping and awakeness, and the narrations vary in the time and the place of the shaq, or of the shaq al-sadr al-sharif, or al-inshirah of al-sadr al-sharif, in that sense, in that specific sense, though that they all agree, all the narrations agree it was in Mecca. And that which is in the authentic collection of al-Bukhari or Muslim, on the authority of Abu Dharr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Let me write that, radiyallahu. Sometimes I forgot these things. radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, أنه كان عند المعراج به إلى السماء, that the opening of the heart or the expanding of the heart was before or at the mi'raj to heavens. That's what Abu Dharr's narration is. And both narrations, whether it was when he was a young, much younger, or whether he was at the Mi'raj, all indicate a meaning that is great to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And alam nashrah laka sadrak obviously means that haven't we opened and expanded your chest with the light of the message, and we made your heart the fountain of nur and the fountain of haqiqah, the fountain of reality, and we filled your chest with iman, and we filled it with ilm, and we filled it with hikmah, and if we've expanded it with illumination. And obviously the first expansion of the chest is the nur of hidayah, as Allah said in Surah Al-An'am, فَمَنْ يُرِدِ اللَّهُ أَنْ يَهْدِيَهُ يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ. Whomever Allah wills for him to be guided, يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ, Allah expands his chest for Islam, or by Islam, or to Islam. And the sharh of the sadr is also nur, as Allah said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, أَفَمَنْ شَرَحَ اللَّهُ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ فَهُوَ عَلَى نُورٍ مِّن رَبِّهِ. Whoever Allah expands his heart with Islam, then he will have nur from his Lord. And it seems to me, I said in the book, it seems to be that is different and favoring, in a sense, over Musa alayhi salatu wassalam al-Kalim. طلبه الكليم موسى عليه الصلاة والسلام, because remember, al-Kalim alayhi salatu wassalam said, رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي في Surah Taha. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, أَلَمْ نَشْرَحْ لَكَ صَدْرَكَ. So as if where Musa al-Kalim alayhi salatu wassalam is asking for that kind of sharh al-sadr, yet al-Nabi al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is granted that without an evidence that he actually asked for it. And that's also an honor that Allah ta'ala gave him. Alright, so we'll stop here inshallah ta'ala, and then we'll continue tomorrow inshallah, where he grew up with his mother Amina radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wa iyyakum, barakallahu fikum.